Let's take a listen.
Do you believe that there are just some things that are just beyond the radical restoration of Jesus? I was a meth addict. I hated Jesus. I hated Christians, and I ran as far and as fast as I could from all of it. See, my dad was an evangelist, and I would watch him get up and preach about Jesus as a child. But at home, I would watch him physically abuse my mom. So at a young age, I decided that if God's real, he is not good, and I don't want anything to do with this Jesus guy. At 11 years old, I began smoking, drinking. By 15, it was cocaine pills. I'm selling drugs. By the time I was 17, I became a full out crystal meth addict, and many people were praying for me. And somebody came and gave me this book called The Case for Christ by Lee Strobel. They gave me this book. And this is probably the most miraculous part of the story because I didn't cause a scene and kick him out of my house. I was just like, cool, thanks, whatever. Fast forward, I'm in this room, 3:00 in the morning. I have drugs on the side table next to me. I'm reading this book about Jesus. Nobody's playing music softly and quietly in the corner, but it's the kindness of a very loving and a very real God to meet a wounded evangelist's son in a place like this. Because we begin to have this internal dialogue where I just knew he was in the room. And I remember being like, God, I want to give you my life. I want to quit all this addiction, all this darkness, all this depression and anger that I've known for so long. God, I want to, but there is no way. And in that moment, in a thought more powerful than words, the Holy Spirit spoke something into me that changed me for the rest of my life. Stephen, you won't do it. I'll do it. And this is Ephesians 2:8. You're saved by grace. This isn't something you can boast about. It's a work of God. He does it. But there is something that you and I can do. In John 6:29, it says the only work the Father asks of us is to believe. And that is what I did in that moment. I took God at his word. I believed him like I believe I'm breathing air right now. And I fell to my knees and I gave my life to Jesus. I went from addiction to redemption, from meth addict to worship leader, from death to life because God is real.